This week's Who Would Win of the Week is Hot Pockets versus Toaster Strudel. We're going classic OG Hot Pocket, because when you think Hot Pocket, you think pepperoni and cheese Hot Pocket.
Ham and cheese.
That's a good call.
Yeah, but we'll go pepperoni. Because that was really what inspired the whole basis of this fight.
And then, Toaster Strudel. I like the strawberry toaster strudels. That's what I'm all about.
I just liked the frosting. Like, I just wanted to put, I would double.
Such a big deal.
Mom would get toaster strudels for you, and I would do like 2 frosting packets to one strudel, and then you'd be like, where's the frosting?
That'd make me crazy.
Well,
you shouldn't be allowed to do that. That's so fucked up.
There's not then put more frosting per packet.
No, they did. They've started putting enough in.
Really?
They did make the frosting things a little bit bigger.
When's the last time you had a strud?
This morning.
You did not.
Yeah, I did.
For breakfast?
Yeah, I had 2 of them because they're good as fuck.
That was it. That was your breakfast.
I had
2 struds and a double espresso.
Yeah, that's how I start my day. That's a man's breakfast. That's a man's breakfast. That's a nice
John Daly. 2 Diet Cokes and a cigarette for breakfast.
Hell yeah, brother. And a steak and a steak at high
Cooked
noon.
Rare.
A rare steak at high noon. I'm gonna live forever.
Steak. A rare flank steak.
A T-bone, a ribeye
from the corner store.
A full ribeye.
Bone in,
baby.
Seared on both sides, and it's done.
I suck the marrow out.
Bone marrow is good for you. Maybe. Just made that up.
Inconclusive evidence. 2 sides of the same coin. A great battle. Oh God, where do we go? I mean, first of all, Hot Pockets are hotter. Hot Pockets are hotter than sin.
Where we went.
Hot Pockets are hotter than sin. Toaster strudels. This is typically, like, a lot of times this will happen just by coincidence when you go to toast a toaster strudel. I happen to like my strudels this way. The inside is still a little bit frozen. It's still a little bit chilly.
I'm glad that you went to the temperature straight off the top.
Yeah.
Because I think that there's a lot to be said about that. My initial thought
this is really the song of ice and fire.
Yeah. Well, my initial thought was that it would really, it would have to strike fast, and then that's when it would do the most damage. But at the same time,
the Hot Pocket striking fast? Okay.
But at the same time, it's not like it cools off. It's not like we're saying 5 minutes and this thing. Like, it takes a good 40 minutes to be able to comfortably eat a Hot Pocket when you take it out of the microwave.
They're steaming. They're
40
so
to 50.
hot.
I would even say 40 to 50.
They use them to melt diamonds in certain countries where that's still legal. However,
it's probably not true, but
no, it is. But in the battle of hot versus cold, because here's the thing: if the strudel, because it's gonna be so even with the frozenish center, it's gonna be hard to take all that heat away from the Hot Pocket. But if it could do that, then it would render the Hot Pocket useless. If you heat up the center of that strudel, the strudel still benefits from that.
Not necessarily, and I'll tell you why. Because when you perfectly cook a toaster strudel, here's the problem with the toaster strudel's like fatal flaw is that it is pastry, right? Fighting dough. It's flaky. And when you cook, the more you cook it, the flakier it gets. If you can leave it just a little bit undercooked, like you're explaining, it still has a bit of doughiness to it.
Yeah.
Whereas when you really heat that bitch up, it gets that flaky pastry it's almost, I mean, we're talking you could almost disintegrate it with water.
Here's the thing, though. That's true to an extent, but the thing is, I'm telling you, I just ate 2 today. The flakiness, there's like an outer layer of flakiness to the strudel, but the bones are still solid.
But that's because of
like
what
when
I'm
you
talking
chip
about
away
with
at that flakiness.
But that's because, like, if you really cook it, like if you put it in the oven, the whole thing would end up flaky.
I'm telling you, under the flakiness, there's still an exoskeleton.
Because it's not all the way cooked through. It would be total flakage if you really cooked that thing.
Complete flakage?
It wouldn't flake apart. It would still hold its form, but easily flakeable.
Easily flakeable.
Whereas,
but again, I honestly think to a certain extent, like it comes off like snake skin.
There's no flaking to a Hot Pocket. Also,
that's a thick dough. That's a thick dough.
The corners dangerous, right? Like that could easily stab through a toaster strudel. Also,
Toaster
think about
strudels are
just
a
the
lot more
fundamentals.
they're
Think about
like
the
spongy,
fundamentals of how each is created, shall we say. In order to cook a Hot Pocket, you have to wrap it in some type of nuclear device that like somehow
when you go to get an
infuses.
X-ray.
Yeah,
and
like you
they
have to
put the
it,
vest on
and then you
you.
put it in a microwave for like 2 minutes.
Wow.
A toaster strudel, you can put that thing in a toaster on 3, push it down for 45, bing.
That is a great call. Because people always talk about Twinkies surviving nuclear holocaust. Hot Pockets could.
They were made for the hot.
Exactly.
You would have an infinite food supply at the moment, and the second after the bomb went off, because you'd have a bunch of cooked Hot Pockets.
You put a pallet of Hot Pockets at Hiroshima. Hiroshima. You put a pallet. Let's take that back. You put a pallet of Hot Pockets at Hiroshima, you're getting a golden brown treat for the end of World War II.
Yes.
To celebrate the end of the war.
I agree. The plane wasn't flying. The plane peeled back around,
right,
went down, picked up the perfectly cooked Hot Pockets, had a snack the whole way home.
Damn straight. Right back to the boys.
Yeah. Also, we talked about the shell already, but we haven't even referenced besides the temperature of the inside.
Sure.
The sheer amount of filling.
There's a lot in a Hot Pocket.
Is much more than in a Hot Pocket than in a toaster strudel. Now, they're probably about the same length. The toaster strudel does have a little bit more width.
Yeah.
Right? But it is more narrow. It doesn't have the density. I know you're saying it's got a little bit of sponges. Again,
it does have sponges. Like it's got give. Like it'd be harder to stab through it with the corner of the Hot Pocket than you think.
But you could take a toaster strudel like this and rip it in half.
Yeah, easier than a Hot Pocket.
Way easier than a Hot Pocket.
That's for sure. And for the minimal amount of filling relative to the Hot Pocket, it gets the job done, and it's a sticky filling. Like it's nothing to shake a stick at.
Yeah, but
it's gooey.
Yeah, but when you bite into a toaster strudel, there's no. Like, that's the other thing. If the toaster strudel were able to land a somewhat crucial hit early, it would get squirted on with hot, steamy oil.
That's right.
Hot, steamy pepperoni oil. And it would be in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of trouble.
Yeah.
It's like when you eat. I know now I'm talking about pizza logs, but you know when you bite into a pizza log nobody in the room is safe?
Yep.
Same thing with a Hot Pocket.
No, I had a cousin who went blind that way.
Yeah.
And that's a natural defense mechanism that the Hot Pocket has. It's like those frogs in the Amazon that are like poisonous.
Yeah, well, it's like an octopus. It inks.
Yeah, it inks. The Hot Pocket's fucking
Hot Pocket's ink. I'm gonna lock myself in on on the pizza Hot Pocket. I think it's a stacked board, but the toaster strudel doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, I completely agree. Hot Pockets for the win on this one. You got to take them.
I appreciate your willingness to comply, Andrew.
I have to say it. I
Strength
love the
in community. Lock that in. 2-0 Hot Pockets over toaster strudels. Vote on that on Friday on Instagram.